somebody is hearing me this evening, you need to know that we are kept by the power of God. We are kept by His mercies. I almost let go. My name is funkeadetuberu. I'm here this evening to continue my episodes on being a wise sex parent. In our sexuality, we have to be wise. I welcome everyone. I welcome you. Thank you for joining me. This evening is going to be a blast. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be explosive. I'm sure everybody you got into that music. I need to stop it or else we will not continue tonight. I want you to know that no matter what you're going through, no matter the challenges, even what we're going through in this country, is enough to lose our faith. But don't let your faith fail you. Keep holding on. His mercy will preserve us. He will keep us. He will protect us. We are not going to be a victim of error. And please don't live in fear. You don't have to keep living in fear. I told somebody today, I said there are 365 fear nots in the Bible. So just each morning, just take a capsule. I encapsulate one and throw it in and say, I shall not be afraid of evil tidings, for my heart is fixed, trusting in the Lord. Fear has torment. Don't let fear torment you. You will go in and come in safely. Safety is of the Lord. Psalm 91 is clear. Sure word, I'm dwelling in the sacred place of the Most High. I'm abiding under the shadow of the Almighty. I'm sure I'm safe and secure. Before I go into preaching, let me go back to my topic for today. As a parent, you must be wise in raising your children, teaching them about their sexuality. There's so many things I've handled this week, just talking about being sex-wise parent, things that many of you will be wondering, is it a friction? Is it a fantasy? Is it somewhere, just somebody cooking up stories? No, they are not cooking up stories. I have a case here tonight. I'm not going to play it because the person mentioned her name and I don't want to, I have a nickname, no face, no name, no identity. But I'm going to be sharing her experience with you. She actually told me that she felt so dirty, she felt filthy. I wish you could listen to her voice. No, when I listened to it, I was actually shaking. Unfortunately for her, she's now feeling so filthy, so dirty. She felt she has nothing to do in this life than to just commit suicide because of the experience she had when she was 5 years old. Herself and her brother were having sex consistently and the parents did not know. A child you refuse to give an information to about their sexuality, about who they are, about what their body looks like, the chemistry, the organogram of the body, they don't know. Definitely they would be preyed by people close to them, even family members. This girl told us that she herself and her brother have been sleeping with each other. Now the brother has dropped out of school. When I deal with issue of sexuality, I'm so passionate about it because I've seen beautiful, colorful lives, destinies that were supposed to be great, that the potentials are clear. That this one is just a great woman, is a great man. Their life, their destiny has been murdered on the altar of sex, on altar of wrong information about sexuality. The only place where that you cannot make progress is when you're struggling with your sexual life. There's no man, there's no woman that struggles with her sexual life. Probably you sleep around, you're a prostitute, you go to club, you visit prostitutes yourself as a man. Whatever it is you do that takes over your emotions, takes over your brain, hijack your brain, make you feel you are not in charge of your life. When it comes to your sexuality, honestly, you are an accident that is about to happen. You're already a bomb that is tickling because you cannot produce anything reasonable. Even if you achieve, even if you try to struggle to become anything, it's going to be scattered. Your inheritance, your heritage will be rooted out. You are going to have shame. You're going to have shame. You're going to have reproach. And your reproach will not be wiped away. So when it comes to teaching your kids about their sexuality, it's not something we should play with as parents. We should be passionate about disseminating as much information as you can to the lives of your children. Don't be shy in talking about their sexual life. Now, let me say this to us. Most of our kids have been helping a lot of men and women getting their freedom from sexual struggle, and I discovered that many of them, all of them, were exposed to sex wrongly. There's a particular man, is one of my men that comes for sexual, purity and all of that. He said he went to the restroom when he was in secondary school, and he looked into one of the, I don't know, a slab around the place, and he saw a paper and he looked into it, and it was pornography pictures, and that was it. This man has lost his marriage, he's lost his children. When I say lost, they are not dead, but they are not alive in his life because of that encounter. Your eyes is the window to your spirit. That's why you should watch what you watch. Watch your eyes. Put a watch over your eyes. As you watch over, you guard your heart with all diligence, because anything that goes in there is determining so many things, especially for kids. Innocently, they are quiet. They can't even, because you have made sexual topic a taboo, you have made it a thing of, fear and trembling in the marriage, in the relationship, when you are raising your kids. So you are not even giving them the privilege to have life in discussing that with you. And when that issue in their lives is not communicated, there is trouble. Not only the kids having to be exposed to sex wrongly, what about you daddies, you mommies? You are having sex, you are exposing your kids, and there's no explanation. Thank you. There's no explanation, there's no information, nobody is saying anything about it, and you think your children are dummies, or you think they are stupid, or you think they don't have brain. They do have. Now let me say this to everyone at the sound of my voice. Never shut your child down when they are giving information. The moment they know that you are teaching them to keep secrets, that is the beginning of trouble for you as parents. Let them be able to say anything. If you have a friend and you love your friend, you open up to your friend, you tell your friend everything, you say it as it is. Don't shut your children down. Even an information you don't want them to disseminate, if they do it, stomach it. The moment you start raising your kids by saying, shut up, keep quiet, you don't say that, excuse me, you are setting yourself up for a child that will end up being a cultist, a child that will end up being a drug addict, a child that will end up being a sexual addict or sexually perverted. Why? Because you have made that child to know that secret is comfortable, secret is okay. So allow them to say what they want to say. You cannot moderate it. Look for wisdom. Parenting is not for cowards, and your kids are your fault. I have parents now screaming to me, oh, my daughter is not concentrating in school, my son is missing it in class, peer pressure. Why wouldn't they have peer pressure when there is no peer pressure in the home? Let me put it this way. When you are not making your child comfortable with you to discuss anything, when they get out there, their friends will put pressure on them to say things, to do things, to act out. And honestly, it's so painful when we have parents that have labored, you've done so much, you've invested in your kids, and the next thing that happens is their heart is broken because they are not giving back to you what you gave back to them. So it's important for you to be open and be transparent with the topic of sexuality in your home. Come to their level. You don't have to be too vulgar. You don't have to be too, explanatory. Let it be at their level. And listen to me, once in a while, just cut a relationship. Just make a statement to your young adults. I said it in the last episode. Your young adults, do you have a boyfriend? Who is your wife now? You are being conscious of yourself. Oh. You want to comb your hair now. You want to brush your teeth now. You want to wear perfume now. You don't like this shirt now. Just let them know that the issue of self-worth and self-esteem and value is important. It's validated at home. It's not a secret. It's not a taboo. It's not something you will do and they will slap you. You need to listen to what I hear from the young adults, from your teenagers, from your young adults. Your daughter is looking receiving a call. The next thing is a slap, and you are telling your daughter, you'll soon be pregnant. Excuse me, stop it, please. So by receiving a phone call, that's pregnancy. No wonder the children are confused. No wonder they cannot comprehend when a guy comes to lie to them, when their cousin comes to lie to them, to sleep with them, when their brothers, their siblings, their sisters make sexual advances to them. They don't know anything. There's a particular guy I helped in dealing with his sexuality. Guess what? He actually stumbled at porn pictures on his daddy's laptop. The daddy was watching pornography. Unfortunately, he did not log out. And by the time he was going to know, he got to know the daughter, or the two of them, the son and the daughter, they started watching porn, exposing them. Some of you can tell me your story. If you are listening to me now, some of you can tell me the story of how you became sexually perverted. Somehow, there was a door that opened, there was an inlet. And when that door opens, it leads to other doors. Now, let me talk about incest in the family. It's happening. Parents, wake up. Your kids are having erections, especially the guys. When they have erection and they watched a movie that shows kissing, parental guidance is not guided, that shows, of people acting a movie and dropping their trousers and their pants on the floor, and nobody is explaining. Is that not what happened on our movies? You can prove me wrong. That's what happens when you are watching a movie rated 18, rated parental guardian, even for the adults. They won't go straight to porn. What they are suggesting to your mind is these two people under the duvet, they are having sex. So the next thing you see, the boxers or the knicker on the floor, suggesting something to the mind of your children. And when those suggestions are made, they can't ask you questions. Can you just be in a place where your child, please, I'm pleading, can ask you any question, no matter how confrontational it is? Please, I'm missing my breath, because what I'm listening to every day, it gets me worried. Now, some of you are concerned. Oh, this country, this nation, oh, people are wicked. Excuse me, people are wicked because of sexual exposure. Every root of wickedness is traceable. The root is traceable to sexual perversion. Take it to the bank. A child that is sexually sane, a child that is sexually informed, will never get into crime. I've never seen someone that is addicted to anything that is single. Most of the addicts, they have more than one addiction. What is addiction? Addiction is a way you medicate a pain that is inflicted to your soul. Where is the pain coming from? See the way I'm shouting. It's getting to me. It's really getting to me. Where is the pain coming from? Family system. A lot of us, you are hearing me now. Your daughter, your son cannot ask you simple question. You nag, you shout, you yell. And when those things comes in, because you are also under pressure, that's why, listen to me carefully. Parenting is not for cowards. It takes courage. It takes confidence. It takes having your self-esteem on point as a parent to be able to raise your kids. Because this generation, they are smart. The lady just called me recently. Her son sent abroad to school. The guy had to be rusticated because he was not doing well. He failed. And sometimes parents are blaming themselves. Oh, it's you, it's your son, it's your daughter. I know when a child is bad, it belongs to the mom. When a child is good, it's the dad. You better be wise to know that your kids are your fault, two of you. It takes two people to raise kids. So don't try to pass and take responsibility. When God apprehended Adam, he said it was his wife. Imagine. So blame game has always been it. Stop blaming people. Stop blaming anybody for your negligence, for your carelessness. Take responsibility for once and accept that you are wrong. When you agree yourself that you are wrong, a broken and a contrite spirit God will not despise. The moment you keep giving alibi, excuses for the things you're doing that is wrong, you cannot find mercy, and that's the truth. Now, let's talk about incest today. Listen, your son has sexuality in him. The day you did circumcision, he had erection. When he wheezed, he had erection. No matter the size, forget the size. That is a man for you. There must be a clear-cut communication between your son and your daughter about their sexuality. Girls don't open themselves up where the boys are there. Now, the brother is expelled from school. Like I said it before. When things like this happen, you know what you're trying to do. I'm trying to communicate. Okay, ma, let me read it. Thank God for the text. She sent a voice note and also a text. Ma, I know that the first thing to do is to ask God for forgiveness. I'm doing that and I want to have faith. But ma, how am I going to deal with this, my messed up self? I can't seem to get it. I messaged you, ma, because I just wanted to let it out to someone. What would I do with my brothers? That's been on my mind. I feel so terrible for us these days having sex together. I feel I can never be happy again. I get involved in sexual activities with my brother. I don't even know what to do. Mommy, I'm tired. That is 1 out of 1 million that could speak up. That's where I'm going tonight. Please, ma, can I send you a voice message? Because I'm confused right now. Please, you can send me a DM. Now, when it comes to incest means, because some people don't know, a brother, sibling having sex with each other, cousin, nieces, family members sleeping with each other. Listen to me this evening, parents, especially the separated ones. It's not your fault that you are separated. It's not your fault that you are divorced. But listen to me. Be a watchman and a watchwoman over your kids. You can't suffer in 2 ways. You've lost your home. You want to lose your children. That is horrible. Because if you don't understand that, your kids, wherever they are, probably because of the financial pressure, poverty and all of that, you have to fling them everywhere. Please share this with people. Share it. Let people know that things are happening on their watch. If you have to dump them somewhere, please ask questions. Take time to go and visit those children and ask them, how are you? How are you doing? Who is doing this to you? Do you have boyfriend? Has anybody kissed you before? Did anybody touch your private part? Did anybody touch your breast? Have you touched somebody's vagina? Ask questions, direct questions, then study them. Parents are supposed to be sensitive enough to study the look on their kids' faces. When they are guilty, you know. When they are honest, you should know. I've seen parents beating their kids for not doing whatever they are accusing them of. That's another one. Wound in the soul expose you to wrong sexuality, expose you to anger, expose you to wrong sexuality, expose you to drugs, any form of drugs. Please, I don't want you to miss the she matters of this Sunday coming. You'll be shocked. I'm still thinking on how am I going to handle this. How can you have 4 daughters as a father and you are sleeping with 4 of them? At one point or the other, disvirgining them, sleeping with them, molesting them, touching their breasts, your kids. Now, you want to blame the pedophile? No. You blame what happened to him. You want to blame a man that is sleeping with our kids or sleeping around or messing up. You blame someone that refused to give information that is important. Now, hear me. Let me digress here. Don't say, well, and nobody told me. That's an excuse. You may not be able to choose the way you are born, but you can choose the way you will live your life. It's extremely important. You cannot tell me that because you were raised wrongly, you were raised with wrong sexual exposure, that you want to become a pervert. No. Because somebody needs to hear that. In recovery, we don't give excuse, we don't give alibi, we don't try to paint, whatever happened to us. We take the bull by the horn, we take responsibility, we tell ourselves My background will not put my back on the ground. I may not be able to choose who gave back to me. I may not be able to choose how I came to be, but I can choose how to live life, make right choices, choosing rightly, not choosing wrongly, make the best out of your life. That's how to live. So it's not an excuse. Now let me go back to this issue of incest. There are so many people that I don't want to be scriptural today, so let me do my contemporary questions. The moment you put your child or keep your child somewhere, look around and ask questions. I've said it before, I'm repeating myself on purpose. Ask questions. Ask intelligent, intentional questions. Ask that girl, did anybody talk to you on your way to school? Is anybody trying to bully you? Did anybody say something that made you to be unhappy? The people you are living with, is the uncle trying to do anything? Talk, let's talk, speak up. Soros, okay, that's what I'm saying. Say it out. Don't act as if it's another world. That's why even when people that are married, when they're having sex, they don't talk. So many women, so many men, that's a digression. I'm not talking about that. They don't even feel fulfilled in their sexuality in their marriage, and they can't talk to they can't talk because they were not trained to discuss anything about sex. And let me say this to you: the moment those information or the things are happening to your kids and they cannot tell you, they are setting them up for destruction. Just listen to this. I wish I could read. Let me read it to you. Good afternoon, ma. I'm confused, ma. My daughter, she's 18. She came home, she's pregnant. I don't know what to do. What do? I don't believe in abortion. I'm a Christian. I told her, I said, keep the baby. Very soon I'm going to be having a program on Instagram Live. Ask funkeadetuberu. You will ask me any question. And by the grace of God, I'm up to the task. If I don't know the question, I'll come back and listen and give you an information or give you the reports later and tell you this is the question you asked me last week. I went to do a research on it. I'm humble enough to let you know I can always help to answer your questions. Now I told this woman, I said, you are keeping that child, but what you are going to do is take the baby out of that, take your daughter out of that environment so that her self-esteem is gone already. She has low self-esteem. She's going to be feeling intimidated for the rest of her life. But at least don't let her have that baby there. So go and look for a trusted family member or someone that you can trust. Now listen, when I say trust, I'm not talking about mockers. You don't cry before someone that will not say sorry to you. Some people are waiting for you to fail. They are waiting for you to be ashamed. They are waiting for you to be embarrassed. They are happy when you are sad. I'm not talking about those ones. That some of you are hearing me now. You are a parent. Everything that happens to you, that happens to your children, you tell them, you tell your family members, oh, she's my auntie, she's my aburo, she's my mom, she's my omo yamini. You are deceiving yourself. Their kids are worse. And they won't expose their kids outside. Don't talk to someone that you know will not help you. Anyone that you are going to discuss your relationship with, your kids with, their struggle, make sure it's a professional. The best, some of us, we don't respect professionals. I use glasses, I have an optician. I have to do something to my teeth, I have to see a dentist. When I turned 50, I started having issues on my knees. I have to see a physiotherapist just to clean myself. When it comes to emotional wounds, X-ray does not see it. You need to wake up to that fact. It's only people that are going through stuff that know what they are going through. So I told her, don't let that girl have a baby in the environment that she's going to be embarrassed the more. Take her somewhere and let her go back to school. She's writing down, yes, let her be reading without pregnancy. Do you know how many children, their lives have been pegged because they got pregnant? In secondary school, in primary school, about to get to uni, they start to menstruate like this, they got pregnant, their parents said, no, you go and go, Shebi, you want to be married, go and be married. Dump the person to the hand of an abuser, a man that does not even know. When a baby gives birth to a baby, what happens? A baby marry a baby, they give birth to a baby. What happens? Messed up life. In the name of tradition and religion. I said, let her do her exams. Let her continue to read. Whatever she can take in, let her take in. She must sit for that examination with that pregnancy. Well, let her wear something. If the worst comes to the worst, go and register her in another place. Because listen, for your child to be pregnant at age 18, 16, 17, 18, 15 is your fault. They didn't have information. Let's call a spade a spade. Don't call it an agricultural shovel. Whatever happens to your kids as a parent, take responsibility. Accept that you did it. It was wrong. And don't try to make those children miserable. I'm not saying that they should not take responsibility. The shame of being pregnant before getting to university is enough. It's enough to let the child be stuck for life. So now adding to having to do an abortion. Please don't try an abortion for any child. Do something with their pregnancy. They will be fine. They'll be fine. That's a digression. Talking about incest. Parents, discuss sex with your kids. I've said that before. Now, these sexual images, pornography, is a setup for your children to have problem with sex. As much as possible, don't allow your kids to be exposed to any form of erotic picture, anything that will stir their emotions. I shared a story with you in one of the episodes. Let me say it now because of what I want to say. You have a maid, you have helpers around. Whether you have a male child or a female child, watch over the soul of your children. Even females abuse male children. Don't be too comfortable. Now, let me balance this. A lot of parents are paranoid. Paranoia is not good, but it's better to be safe than to be sorry. So, look into your kids' eyes, eyeball to eyeball, and ask questions. And please, when those pictures are imprinted in their mind, the moment you notice that you had sex in the presence of your child, or your child watches a movie that is erotic, or you were watching a movie, maybe some of you that are addicted to different movies, and your kids are playing around, you think they are not watching. This generation, these kids are intelligent. They are so wise. You don't even know what that's talking into their minds and their brain. So if you notice that, wake up. Do garbaging in and garbaging out. Thank you. Sit them down. Tell them what you saw. Please, if you can just open your mouth. You are sick as your secret. Everyone hearing me today, you are as sick as your secret. The moment you can, emphasizing that, I can say it for 3 hours. Just telling you, open up, talk. Don't keep it. There's no secret in sexuality. Your kids, they know. Those sexual pictures, those perverted pictures. Now I say perversion, I say sexual pictures because their age is still tender. They don't know much. And they don't have anybody to explain to them about it. The only thing is that when your kids have seen it, they are waiting for experimenting it, or they are talking to their friends about it that will lead them wrongly. You understand what I'm saying? They are talking to their friends that will lead them wrongly, that will tell them, don't worry, let me help you to experiment what you saw in that movie. And before you know it, your child is exposed. After such exposition, hear me, then there are slangs your child speaks that is sexual. Listen, don't tell me they are grown up, please. When it comes to raising kids, I don't think about age. I don't have to treat a 30-year-old man the way I would treat a 5-year-old child, but they are still your children. Please. There's a way you will say something to an adult that an adult will be reasonable. There's a way you will say something to a child that is 5 years that the child will be reasonable. But when the line of communication is broken, there's a problem. Let me tell you something before I leave you today. As parents, can you know, please study your child, your son, your daughter, study them to know what speaks love to them. From age 5, you'll be sure what speaks love to your child. From age 5, You may not be able to get it between age 0 to 4 but when it's but between the age of 4 and 5, you know what speaks love to them. Can I say a little about that love thing? What speaks love to some is quality time. They want you to be around them. Daddy, mommy, can you do my homework with me? I want you to help me to do my homework. Daddy, can you help me to bring this? Don't be so, I don't want to use the word stupid, to say, shey you are alapa Kenyan, you know what I mean? You are lazy. You don't want to do anything. I should do what for you? Wow. You are losing that child to pornography. Let me explain what I mean. The moment there's a wound in the soul of a child, the next thing is to look for medication. That medication can be pornography, can be deep masturbation, can also be anger, can also be lies, can also be drugs, can also be anything, can also be being a gangster, just acting funny, just want to show you that he's stubborn, he's nasty, he's rude. He just wants to show you because you have killed something in the heart of that child, because you don't know what speaks love to that child. So if what speaks love to your child is quality time, create time. That's why maturity makes a married man and woman. If you are not mature, please don't get married, please. If you are a toddler, everything gets to you. You are scattered about everything. You are shattered about everything. Everything is written on your face. You have a problem as a woman. Please, build your inner strength. I'm not saying you should not express your pain. You should not be, vulnerable. Have someone you vent with, simple. The moment you have someone you can offload, if you don't let offload on someone, you will just go mad, honestly. You just go crazy. There is a time in a man's life that you have to be vulnerable. Talk to someone about your embarrassment, about your shame, about what has happened to you, and leave it there. And don't say, well, he can use it against me. He would think I'm weak. You are proud. It's a sign of pride not to be vulnerable. The worst I can do is to mock you. Keep mocking me, I'll make it. I don't have problems with mockery. Not a problem at all. Can I say this to you? Understand what speaks love to your daughter. If all the time your son or your daughter wants attention, is saying that, my mommy, daddy, spend time with me. We call it quality time. Quality time. And such people, listen, nature hates emptiness. That's why I tell people, I said, you cannot but not do your part. Do you know something about relationship with your kids? If you do your part, listen to me carefully. When they grow up, you've left legacy. You've laid a foundation. Whatever happens, you will find them back. No matter how stormy is the weather, how terrible is the storm, they will come back. The wind will blow, the storm will come, but they will come back. So I'm talking about being wise, being sex wise as parents. Foundation is crucial than anything. The foundation you lay down for your kids determines everything in this life. Some is giving of gifts. They love gifts. Oh, daddy, get this for me. Daddy, buy this for me. Mommy, get this for me. You want to get it for me? Just get it for me. Now, I'm not saying you should be extravagant if you cannot afford it, but go out of your way and buy. You can take this pencil, a pen, and give it to your son that you know what speaks love to him or her is gift. I say, honey, I got this for you alone, not for your brother, not for your sister. Mommy got it for you. Daddy got it for you. Wow. Let others feel bad. They are feeling bad by themselves because they are not speaking the same word that speaks love to them. Don't say, hey, you know what? I have to do it for the two. No, you are not separating issues. Be wise, oh. Be wise in raising. Your kids is an individual in your hand. They are not the same. The womb of a woman is a passage. Your kids are not the same. Some, it is so important for you to go out of your way and get gifts for them and say, I got it for you. This is for you, my love. This is for you, my darling. This is for you, my son. Let everybody be jealous, whatever. Because you've been able to study. Now, let me tell you the danger of all of that. I'm talking about being sex-wise as parent. The danger of this is this. Let me go back to time. The moment your son and your daughter get to meet someone that would give her time and give him time, they are gone. Whether they're in primary school, secondary school, or university, you've lost them. And we are living in a generation where we have a lot of liars. We have narcissists, we have sociopaths, we have psychopaths. We have people that they are not genuinely in love. They just want to love bomb you and hoover you with love and take your life from you. We have many of them out there. And as many as we have out there, that is the reason why we must be sure that our children are given the best of the best of the best of the love that is needed before they get there at all. So they'll be able to sieve. They'll be able to balance. They'll be able to say, okay, as far as this love is concerned, it's questioning. It's questioning. And the moment you are able to know the difference between the genuine love and the love that is just a bait, you'll be able to balance it. But a child that has never been given the language, what speaks love to them, quality time, you're not there, and anybody comes and say, I just want to be with you, I just want to be holding your face, I just like you, that child is gone. Even at a tender age, before they get to puberty, before they become a young adult, they will be baited into it. Then if it's gifts, so that at least you know what I'm saying now. If it's gifts, what happens is when you give that child, when gift comes, and you are not used to giving your child that gift that speaks love to him or her, what you are doing is when a guy comes and just buy her phone, you know how many women have been baited to because of iPhone, because they know what speaks. Oh, he got it for me, he got this one for me, he got it for me. They are gone. Or he bought me pancake, or bought me ice cream, or bought me pizza. You know what I'm saying? Things that you would ask yourself, pizza. So they can use ice cream to rape you. They can use pizza to rape you. You are the one saying it. What speaks love to that child is gifts. He just got her a gift, got him a gift, and that was it. Simple. Some is physical touch. Parents that does not know how to hug. How do you know? What I told you, between age 0 and 5, you will know what speaks love to your child. You don't need a prophet to tell you. It doesn't have to be prophetic. You will know. Now, if what speaks love to her is him or her is touch. That's why your child will come and hug you and hold you and touch you there and touch your body. If you don't learn to hug that child, you don't learn to touch that child, the moment a guy or a man touches that child, both male and female, the child is gone. The touch will lead to every other thing, because what speaks love to her or what speaks love to him is touch. And I'm pained by parents that, because of the pressure in their home, because they are having conflict in their marriages, they push their kids away. And that's why some of you don't even know that your children know that there's a problem in your marriage. You think they don't know because you've never shouted in their presence, you're always doing it covertly. You better don't deceive yourself. Every child knows when daddy and mommy are not flowing together. Every child knows. Kids are sensitive. So if it is touch, make sure you hug. You give a hug. Even when you are going back to school, when he's going to school, give me high five. Let there be a touch. Just make sure. And when that child, what speaks love to that child is touch and all of that, before they say give me five, they are giving you a high five already, because it's saying that I love you and that's why I'm touching you. Now we have talked about quality time. This one I'm going to say now is crucial. We talked about doing something, act of service. We have talked about touch. Words. Oh my God. Words. Some, what speaks love to them is what you say. You're beautiful. You are intelligent. You are a great man. You are a great woman. Everybody clap for my son, clap for my daughter. Listen to me, if you can handle this part of their lives, I can tell you something, that the level of their exposure to sex would be reduced, and they will have confidence to talk to you when strange things are happening to them, when their uncle or their brother or the sister or whatever is touching some private parts in their body, touching their breast, trying to kiss them, deep kiss, bear hug and all of that. They will be able to talk because the information is clear, and the person who is a guardian, hey, I'm pitying people that dump their kids with just anybody. I'm pained by death that takes parents away. I'm pained by addiction that messes parents, that messes the lives of children and causes them to be abandoned and rejected and isolated. Listen to me. There are kids that words get to them. There's nothing you can do about it. Those are the kids, when you say anything that is negative, they go back to their shell. You say, you are stupid, you are foolish, you are not a good boy, you are a bad boy, you are not intelligent, you are all dead, you are olodo. Those words wounds. Please note your kids, note them. Have you noticed them? Whatever. Just check them out. The moment you know, when you talk to them, it gets to them. They are not kids to be beaten. And you have to calm down, relax, be resonate in your heart in talking to them. You are talking to them intentionally as if they are adults, because words get to them. Now, very simple. The moment your child notices you say something and the countenance change, swallow your pride and tell your daughter or your son, I'm sorry for shouting at you. I'm sorry for saying this to you. Now, make sure that conflict is resolved. If it's not resolved, it's sitting somewhere. It's sitting in their subconscious. When you begin to notice nasty attitude, you better know that you caused it. Just note that you caused it. Have you noticed some kids, when you are speaking what is not good to them, they don't want to hear. Some will close their ears because you have been talking to them and you have been lashing words at them from the beginning of their lives. Please note this. Now, children build attitude. We are wired to have a defensive mechanism. Everybody has it. You protect yourself reflexly. It's not even intentional. You just protect yourself. So those are the things they will use in protecting themselves, and it's a matter of time. After some time, you will not find them again. They are gone. They are gone. They are in your house, or you are paying bills, you are sending them to school, you are doing school runs, you are doing homework, they are doing exams, but they are gone. They are emotionally detached from you. And when your child is emotionally detached from you, is a problem. And let me say this to every man and every woman at the sound of my voice today. Please, this having a fling, sleeping around, raising children is not fair on those children. You have just raised a time bomb. Because a child that is not nurtured by daddy and mommy, what do you expect? You will get love somewhere else, and you will love wrongly. You will marry a drug addict. You will marry an Indian hemp smoker. You will marry a man that is going to be cheating on him or her one day of a month after the wedding. You can't rule it out because the child is not normal. Please, it is possible to enjoy your wife till the end of your life. I'm telling you, if you are sexually pure, if you are not sexually perverted growing up, you can eat the same thing over and over and over again and be creative and be dynamic and be multifaceted and be multidimensional about it. It's possible. Please. It's possible. But when there is perversion, when there is pollution and contamination, you lose track of what it is to raise a child that is sexually pure. That's the truth. So this issue of love, love has been, misunderstood, miscalculated, misinformed. When it has to love, it's everything. I love rice, I love beans, I love that girl, I love that boy. The word love has been messed up, actually. But I'm saying that anything you do to your daughter, to your son, that makes her feel loved, those are the things I'm talking about. If what gets to them, they need to be honored and respected. It's not hero worshiping when you respect your son, when you respect your daughter. It is not being out of order. No, even in my language, it says there's a limit to everybody. Or what dear Laranfe, people, it is invisibly written on everybody's forehead. Honor me, honor me. And we are living a generation that parents don't even know that their kids are grown up. They want to slap them when they are, after they have finished university. That's deadly. Now listen, because we need to get to the fifth one. I've talked about quality time. I've talked about giving of gifts. I've talked about act of service. I've talked about physical touch. And I've talked about words. I think I'm done with that. Words. Words breaks, words make, words matters. Listen to me. The moment your child has missed that one that speaks love to her, and he gets to the university or gets to the secondary school, and he hears this person say, wow, you are beautiful, you are intelligent, you are wonderful. Finish. The child will gravitate towards what speaks love to him or her. They will gravitate towards the person. And they might be gravitating towards the wrong person. They might be gravitating towards a pedophile. They might be gravitating towards being a gigolo, meaning that having to have sex with people older than them or lesser than them. Let your kids be comfortable to tell you things. If anybody is good in communicating with their kids, when a pedophile comes, when your brother, the junior brother or the senior sister touch them wrongly, they will come and tell you and say, see where this person touched me, this person touched somebody in me. They are free to talk. Don't shut your kids down. I know we are living in a covert culture that you don't want your children to say some things and discuss some things. Don't be deceived, because one thing will lead to another. The moment they know there's punishment and judgment in giving out information, they will keep the ones that would mess you up. They will keep it from you, and that's very, very dangerous. Once again, I want to say thank you for having me in your private lives this evening. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Please do me a favor, be open to your kids. They don't be embarrassed when they tell you things that sounds embarrassing. Just be neutral. You have a blank face and ask questions from someone that knows better and would help you. Thank you. Ask a question from someone that will help you. You don't have to know everything. Nobody is an island of knowledge. We all know in part. So if you are confused, and can a person have more than one love language? Yes, you can. There's a question here. Yes, you can. You have the primary, you have the secondary. It's like the temperament. Some people, they are thinker, they are talker. Some are boss and detailed, depending on their personality. So you can be in temperament. Maybe I should teach on understanding the temperament of your kids too, so you'll be able to balance when they are being naturally strong or timid. We'll talk about that later. So they can have more. Some can have 2 or 3. When I do premarital counseling, I ask men and their spouse about what speaks love to them, and some have more than 2. So they can have more than 2 or 3. It's possible. It depends on, but there's one that dominates what speaks love to them. Maybe some is just doing something for the child, maybe doing chores for her, or some is just saying you are intelligent. Maybe after chores, if it's what speaks love to them is helping them to do something at home, and it's words. Even if they do chores for you, still have to appreciate them and tell them you are very intelligent. Thank you. Clap for yourself. That's a good boy. Can you listen, let me say this before I leave. Even if what speaks love to your child is not words, speak words of life to them. Celebrate every achievement in their lives. Appreciate what they have done. what they have said, things they have done. Make sure you make some things clear to them. I love you, you are very intelligent. Thank you for cleaning. Oh, you went out of your way. I do it even to my help. You are very brilliant. Thank you. So you did that. Thank you. It doesn't reduce. People that does not know how to appreciate things, they depreciate easily. Ma, how best can a single parent train a child to be a better person in future? Now, what you are hearing will help them, will help you. 2, be their friend. Now, if you're going to go into another relationship, carry them along. I'm talking about being sex-wise as parents. The moment you know that to your kids, or you're a single parent and you want to go into a relationship, don't do any backdoor relationship. Let it come to the public. Tell your kids, my son, my daughter, this is an uncle, I want to marry him. My daddy, we're no more together with your dad, you know. Then do counseling. If your kids are not comfortable with the person you're going to get married to, it's a problem for them, because they're not going to flow and you're going to lose them, and you don't want to lose both ways. Having a new man coming into your life and you are losing your children that you've labored for over the years, then it's not wisdom. You understand what I'm saying? So make sure you carry them along, be their friends, be comfortable with them. Don't be fearful when they say, I want to talk to daddy, I want to see my mom. Don't be insecure in that light. I'm going to answer this question now about inferiority complex, but I need to answer this single parent clearly. Don't be intimidated when they tell you, I need to talk to their dad. Let them have good relationship with their parent, with their dad or their mom, depending on if you're a male or female. Make sure they are comfortable, and please don't destroy your husband's image or your wife's image before your kids. They know the truth. They will get to know the truth, but don't let it come from your mouth. You know why? By the time you are saying, oh, daddy is your mommy, you see what your mommy has done, see what your daddy has done, you are destroying them. You are messing up with their psychic. You are messing up with their self-esteem. Relax. Let them decide themselves. They will know. And you know how kids act when there's a problem between husband and wife. One will take one party, PDP 1, PDP 2. You know what I'm saying? You know, they choose they pitch tents. When they are pitching tents, don't be angry. It's not their fault. You are the one it's your relationship that messed them up. So don't look at it from the angle of, you don't know what I've suffered. I've labored. I've paid school fees. I'm struggling. Your father is not there. It's not their business. Please vent somewhere else. Speak your pain to another person that will help you to validate your pain instead of transferring aggression to your children. That is extremely important. 1. Then how do you handle self-esteem? There's so much. Maybe when the question and answer comes, we can come up with a lot of questions. Then we'll ask, how can one overcome inferiority after being talked down, while growing up? You build your self-esteem, listen to motivational words, get close to God. Because I'm talking in public and I have both Muslim and Christian audience, get close to God. You know, when I should be sharing my testimony gradually. As a matter of fact, I was so bad that the bar called me a bad girl. Maybe one of these days I'll be sharing it in and out. I've been talking about it gradually, but maybe very shortly during question and answer. How did I gain my self-esteem back? I gave my life to Christ. That was what I did. And I started studying the scriptures, and I know that I have someone that is thought towards me. It's not a thought of evil, it's thought of peace, to give me a future and a hope. I began to look at myself from the angle of my Creator. I told myself, you may not have what I have, but there's something I have that you don't have. And that's the way I am. I began to see myself in the light of the truth of the Word of God. I should be there should be someone in this life that will not be able to speak up in life. That's the way I was brought up. I was raised I came from a broken home. My mother divorced when I was 6 months. But look at me today. I was bad. That the bad calls me a bad girl. I aborted. The doctor said I can never be pregnant. I'm sharing my story now. So for me to have built back my self-esteem, that tells you something, that what Calvary did for me cannot be bought with anything. When I met with Him, I don't have to be in a clique to survive. I've been accepted in the beloved. I will look at myself and say, Funke, you are intelligent. You're beautiful. You're good. You have what it takes. Don't let anybody talk you down. Don't let anybody, you start working on yourself. And listen to me, when you are feeling down, talk to someone, do therapy. That's the beauty of doing therapy. The moment you have been talked down by your husband, by your parents, try and do therapy. What I'm telling you now, get somebody to help you to build back your self-worth. And please avoid people that will talk you down when you are building your self-esteem. If you are relating with your parents and they keep pulling you down, they keep telling you are good for nothing, cut yourself off from them. We call it boundaries. I'm not saying you should hate them or not forgive them. No. Set a boundaries. Tell daddy, mommy, I'm not comfortable with that statement. Anytime that statement comes out again, I will excuse myself. You are not rude, you are setting boundaries. Anyone that has pulled you down, has talked you down, confront them in love. You don't have to go and cry. It's a serious low self-esteem for you to go and be crying because somebody said what you don't like. Tell the person now, you are not going to be rude. You're going to talk about your feelings. If it's your sister, your mother, your father, your uncle, your siblings, tell them, my sister, I felt very bad when you said this and that. I know you may not mean it that way, but it really affected me. Please, I will not appreciate it again if that happens. If the person now felt you are rude, just keep your cool and know that in that light, you are not going to relate with that person from that angle anymore. It's a new day. It's another level. Before you know it, the person will respect your boundaries. Nobody steps on your head without your consent. You may allow a bird to fly over your head, but to be too wrong now to put this in my head, I will not allow a bird to fly over it. I will not allow the bird to start laying his building his nest, lay his eggs, and incubate on my head. That's insanity. I want to appreciate everyone that has been part of this today. It's been wonderful. It's been extremely wonderful. I appreciate you so much for watching. I'll see you on Tuesday for question and answer. Please make sure you get your questions ready. Any question we're going to be tackling. I have about 4,000 questions people have asked me on this program on She Matters, and I felt one person's question can answer a lot of people, and they will get direction for whatever they want to, things they want to know.